The Amherst Mill, nestled back beyond the Rutledge Creek, near the old train depot, has begun a new chapter in its life. This man became a beacon that embodies the heartbeat of our community. It is a place of fellowship where we can experience what life is truly about. This is the story of Bill Wydner, the heart of the mill.
I'm Bill Wydner, and I moved here with my dad and mom, oldest brother. We moved here from Rockbridge County in 1940. And the people by the name of Franklins come in and he built the mill back here. My dad got here from Rockbridge County. And he come into town here, trying to drum some business up at the stores right here. Told my dad, said, we got a mill here. We need somebody to run a mill here. He ran it 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. Years ago, we used to sell flour at the Central Virginia Training Center, Richmond 500 Spring Street. Take 50 bags, 100-pound bags of flour down there for $4.95 a hundred. Local farmers and people around used to come here from 50 miles and bring you wheat and corn and stuff. I mean, at the mill, Dad didn't mind you coming in. He'd take you all over to the mill and show you around and how things operated and what they did and all. We had chickens and cows back here, and people could see them and sit here in the yard and see the trains go by. You met a lot of nice people, regardless of what they were doing and where they were from and whatever they played in the role in doing the job around the town, community, and so forth.
We spent many happy years here, and I could watch out over Billy, his 12-hour days, 6 days a week. We had a lot of family gatherings, Christmas, birthdays. It meant a lot to us to be able to gather here, where the Wydners began ownership of the mill.
And y'all carried on the tradition, and especially as a school teacher, we'd be bringing our classes down for field trips. They absolutely loved it. I mean, a lot of children beyond their house have never experienced anything like the mill and the life of growing up with farm animals and it just how the mill runs. But when they came down here, they were able to run around and see the chickens, how they had laid the eggs here, and Daddy was always so gracious, took them on tours of the mill. They'd jump on the feed sacks, and well, we did that too. Daddy would tell them all about, especially the water wheel. I mean, that was just a great experience for all of them and how that ran and what it meant.
I'm Ann, and I'm the youngest of the family, and I have many good memories here. I got to work on Saturdays in the office with Daddy. Teresa tried it, but didn't work out. So. And continued for like 20-some years working here in the office, and I loved every minute of it. A lot of good memories. Met a lot of good people and just enjoyed being down here every day.
Well, Mom and Dad was living, and Ann and Teresa was growing up. We'd play around in the old yard in different places. We'll get on the mill race and throw a hook over there and try to catch us a little fish or something. Back here where the big rock is now, what you call the big rock's been there for years and it's still back there. And that's where everybody went swimming. We all grew up here, family and kids would go around there. Churches in town here come down in the summertime and had the baptism there. As the kids grew up here, they met a lot of nice people. They came here, young and old, sat on the porch here and talked to them. And tell them about the old times years ago. If Dad was here today, he'd say, well, how are we going to keep the doors open?
Dave McCormick, and my company's called Waukesha Development, and I'm really a serial entrepreneur who just loves businesses and old buildings and turning old things into new stuff. So the more I looked around and realized its proximity to lots of things, we got the creative juices flowing. I realized, something cool could actually happen. All the owners in that line are stewards of the building and stewards of the property in some way and stewards of the story. Bill doing that for 50 years, I mean, it's amazing the stuff that I've learned from him and that we've all learned from him, and him being a steward of this property. I've seen an incredible outpouring of emotion, and a lot of people just come up to me and start to say something, are very emotional about it.
So my name's Charlie Brown. I've been coming down here since I was a little boy and talking to Bill Wydner. And Bill's a good man. And I'm glad they named some pizza after him.
It really says everything that there is to say about a project like this and that legacy.
Dave, on behalf of the Wydner family and Amherst Mill Company, we present you with this key. Wish everybody the best of luck.
That's great. Thank you so much, Bill. Bill is just the integral part of this story, and it's amazing to come in and see all the old machinery and have him talk about this stuff. And, he knows it like the back of his hand. It's all a mystery to all of us. So we're almost really just spending a lot of time just gathering it to make sure we know it so I can tell it to the next generation. It's really amazing. Seeing their connection to the families that they have to the greater population around here and the impact this has had it's a really big deal. So can't wait to see all the things that come from this place and what the next chapter has.
The way I feel about it, if you've got somebody that can keep a roof on it and keep people coming here to it and go upstairs and look at everything's there just like we left it, it's a benefit for the citizens of the town, the county, and all family and everybody.
It's not about material things, it's about family. And that's one thing Daddy always says. He said, if you got the good Lord, your family, and your health, and that's the meal.
I spent my whole life here. The man raised me. He taught me everything that I know.
Growing up, I used to spend every day at the mill with Ann in the office. It was honestly some of my best memories.
Being here has been really good. And I get to tell him, I'm Bill's granddaughter working here. Very rewarding to be here and just keep the memory alive.
When I think about my childhood, I think about the mill. I would always beg my grandparents to let me spend the summers here down at the mill. He taught me and my family what it meant to work hard. He spent countless years and hours upon hours keeping the doors open to the mill and making it such a huge part of our community and also to our family.
In my lifetime, going across this track, when I first came here, it was lower. But as time went on, we raised the rails and stuff. You come up through here and almost see right over top of it.
All of us who know Bill Wydner must feel that there is a magic, a mystery, and a mystique about this place. Often I go to the Amherst Mill when it is grinding. I step through the door onto floors polished shiny by the oils from wheat and corn spilled during the years. I hear the splash of the water running over the wheel and the gentle thump of the turning wheel. The belts sing about their work. The grinding stones have a familiar hum. The whole building vibrates to the steady beat of the machinery. The mill seems to be alive and thus lends an evocative air of romance to this business of our daily bread.
Y'all shoot it fast.
Oh my goodness.
All right. We drink that wine.
Oh Lord.
We ain't fooling no beer. We drink that Mountain Dew. We like the White Lightning.
There you go.